telling stories what they think you're like, but I've heard the tender whisper of love in the dead of night, and you tell me that you're pleased and that I'm never alone. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, and I've seen many searching for answers far and wide, but I know we're all searching for answers only you provide, 'cause you know just what we need before we say a word. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. Oh, you are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways. You are perfect in all of your ways to us. Oh, it's love so undeniable, I can hardly speak. Peace so unexplainable, I can hardly think as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still as you call me. Deeper still into love. Love, love, you're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am. You're a good, good father. It's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are, and I'm loved by you. It's who I am. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Wow, man, what a great, just a powerful song. And I want to hear this story because I know that, first of all, I think we just have to talk a little bit about just you guys connected through your church, Grace Midtown, and this sort of this phenomenon that's been happening down there called Housefires, which is kind of all these house church meetings around town and these songs that have bubbled up out of those places and have fed into the church. And but talk about this song and kind of how it came about and a little bit about sort of the Housefires phenomenon.
Yeah, it started out as a lot of our songs have on the record. It started out as a spontaneous song that was birthed in the context of one of our meetings, and you know, this has kind of actually been kind of one of those choruses that have stuck with me for a really long time. I don't know, I've probably had it maybe 4 years or so, and you know, I'm really attached to kind of the chorus of Good Good Father. You know, my personal backstory is I grew up without a dad, and the actual term has kind of been only assigned to, the only person I've ever called father in my life is God, and that's kind of part of my redemption history. And part of that being my story is I also identify that in other people, and so a lot of our worship took a direction where people just needed to hear that. And there's kind of an interesting phrase, good father. Maybe it doesn't even make grammatical sense, but you know, when we get into worship and God starts to talk about how good he is, it started to become this thing where like just saying it once wasn't enough. And it's one of those things that it was such a powerful statement that it began to take on a head of steam in our community and really made its way all the way up to the big service that we have, which is the one that Pat leads really great at Grace Midtown, and he kind of took it over from there.
Yeah, I think what I love about it, as Tony and I wrote it, it speaks on like multiple different levels. There's this side that is, this is who God is, and then the side that this is who I am. And you know, for me, my story is different than Tony's, and in the way I grew up, and also now having kids of my own. And so before we go to bed every night, like with my daughter, Harper Gray, we'll sing this song, which is what a beautiful thing to not have to learn when you're 30, that God is a good father. You know, what if that was the baseline and everything else in your life built off that? So for me, it has really significant implications. And then also as I'm teaching these songs to my kids and what they grow up learning about God, what an amazing reality to build your whole life on. So, you know, I've heard 1,000 stories of what they think you're like. This person says you're this way. This person says you're this way. This group says you're this way. And I guess the real question is, what did Jesus say about who our Heavenly Father was? And so that's why for us it's so powerful. It's a song, but it's theological and it's subversive, and it helps you unlearn some of the damaging things that you've thought about God, or you've misheard, or lies that you've been told, or so. That's why we love it so much. We just love even seeing people hear it for the first time. That's like my favorite thing. Like, oh, you've never heard this, man, this has been so helpful for us. So
and even with we were talking about on the way down to meet you guys, but just the bridge of this song, perfect in all your ways. And you know, we were saying like, yeah, that's like, obviously that's not necessarily a unique thought, but right at the end of that bridge, you're perfect in all your ways to us. And like, that is the twist in that whole thing of, you know, we're not just saying God's perfect and he's removed, he's this third party, this other thing. But you're actually perfect toward us. Like all of your judgments, all of the way that you treat us and your plans for us and everything is your perfection in who you are. It translates to also how you deal with us as your children, which is, man, it's just powerful, you know? And so I know this song is really, and I think, Tony, because of people have different experiences with family and stuff like that, but even with, I mean, I've heard so many just stories from ladies and that have just, this song has impacted them so profoundly, you know, of just that concept of being able to, you know, to talk to God as Father, not just as God, but as Father, and the healing that comes from that, whether our experience with our real dads is good or bad. I mean, the healing that comes through that as well. So it's just such a powerful song, man. Guys, great job. Thanks, so thankful for it, and thanks for coming by and talking about it.
Thanks, Jimmy.